afternoon, Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. I want to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you who have joined us today. I am Dr. Rituparna Ghosh, a postdoctoral research scholar and faculty of Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture, Kolkata. Now host on behalf of Modak Trainer Academy. And again, I welcome to today's enlightening lecture on the exciting and ever-relevant topic of functional foods. But before we dive into the subject, I want to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Professor Pubali Dhar, who currently serves as an professor and principal investigator at the Laboratory of Food Science and Technology, Food and Nutrition Division, University of Calcutta, and Associate Faculty of Center for Research in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, former Dean of the Faculty of Home Science, Fine Arts and Music of the University of Calcutta. And we are truly fortunate to have her insights and knowledge to share with us today. Thank you, and let's get started. I would like to invite her, Dr. Pubali Dhar. Madam, please.
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to Gargi for giving this opportunity to talk on nutrition to the to a group uh, most of it comprises not from the nutrition background, I think. So, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, clearly
Okay.
audible.
Okay. Why I have why this 30th of September uh, is the lecture that Gargi have organized it, because this is the nutrition month that is celebrated throughout India, and it is called Poshan Ma, or Nutrition Month. This is a Poshan Abhijan, or what we can say, that to increase or to keep going the nutrition in case of pregnant mothers, lactating mothers, adolescent girls, children under the age of 6 years, in a holistic manner. So this is the and this September, month of September, is celebrated throughout India with a number of projects. And this is the main scheme is on Suposhit Bharat, Sakshar Bharat, Shashakt Bharat. So this is the main theme, uh, and the projects will address the malnutrition in a holistic manner through life cycle approach, and it is the core of the mission. There are some sub themes on which different projects will be taken up are in 2023. This includes number one, exclusive breastfeeding and complementary feeding. So, all the dietitians, the nutritionists of the country, they at the Anganwadi level also, they will teach all the different, all the mothers about the concept of breastfeeding, how that can help the growth of the newborns, and that will again help the growth in the infant and the later stages. Number two is Swasth Balak Spardha. What is this? Swasth Balak Spardha. That is, at the Anganwadi, at the village level, the mother who has taken care of his child in a very good manner, and the child is not at all suffering from any malnutrition, so those mothers will be awarded. Why this award? Because that will encourage the mothers of the village, and they will also try to take care of their child, and this is swasth, so that the children become swasth, or the nutrition is adequate. Number 3 is Poshan Bhi, Padhai Bhi. So this is the third theme, and here the preschool children below from 3 to 6 years, from 3 to 6 years, children will be given preschool education at the Anganwadis. Who will give this? Who will teach them? The Anganwadi workers, and more educated Anganwadi workers will be deputed to work in this sector, and many and this will be the largest network of the world, because we have a very huge population, and this will be the largest network that will educate the preschool children. And what is the main role of this preschool education? That will help to develop the new education policy that will be taken up in the later stages. So that is very important. And number fourth is improving nutrition through mission life. What is this mission life? Life here is lifestyle, and lifestyle for environment. That is, the at the village level, their environment will be taken care of. Water bodies, maybe water bodies are to be kept in a very in a good manner, in a good fashion, and there should be all the waste and ecological balance, to keep the ecological balance along with nutrition. That is the main aim. In this section, there is another aim, that is to use the millets, because this is the International Year of Millets. It is the International Year of Millets. India proposed the UN to declare 2023 as the Year of Millets, because India celebrated the National Year of Millets in 2018, and now in 2023 the the world is celebrating the International Year of Millets, and Indian proposal was backed by 72 other countries of the world, and ultimately this has been declared as the International Year of Millets. So the millet is a very important cereal that is mainly grown in the arid regions of India, that is Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Rajasthan, UP, Karnataka, where there is scarcity of water or rainfall. And this millet and this improvement of nutrition through mission life, it also includes the inclusion of millets in the diets at different levels of the people. Number fifth is Meri Mati Meri Desh. What is this? That we must celebrate independence along with the people who have fought for independence. That is, their birthdays, their centenaries should be celebrated, and this is Meri Mati Meri Desh. Then the number seventh is the tribal focused nutrition sensitization. We know that a large population of India belongs to the tribal communities. So the nutrition of the tribal communities, they should also be taken care of. They have a different uh, way of living, food items at different regions of India, and that those foods, they can also be fortified, and they can be so that they can be used by these tribes. The last one is test, treat, talk anemia. We all know that a large population of of Indian women are suffering from anemia. Though National Institute of Nutrition at Hyderabad is fighting against anemia for a long time, and they have adapted a number of villages, and they supply iron fortified foods, but very little have was achieved, and we must take care of this problem also during this nutrition month. So I think it is very clear that what's the importance of this month from the nutritional point of view, and I would like to and share my PPT. So is it visible, the entire screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
So the title of my topic is Functional Foods for Physiological Well-being. So it's very important. What's physiology? Physiology is nothing but the normal functioning of the body. That's physiology. So so food is very essential. Food is the most essential thing. Without food, we cannot live a life, mm, and especially a normal life. So, and then the word functional food. I'm coming to functional food later on. Before I'm going to the uh, uh, presentation, I want to clear one thing, that is, during the COVID, I will always mention the COVID situation, because it was a situation where the normal physiology was disturbed by a virus, and we didn't have any idea how to combat that virus, and many things emerged during that time. Specifically, some foods which were advertised as immune boosters. Immune boosters. ITC have made a bread called immune boosters, immune boosting bread. This is not possible. A food cannot be an immune booster. Many of us have taken zinc tablets and uh, those vitamin C's and multivitamin tablets. If we had taken a balanced diet, there is no need to take all these micronutrients because they can't be immune boosters, because the body will not develop the immune system unless and until a pathogen enters the body. So the immune system will be activated whenever an antigen, whenever a pathogen enters the body, and the body will react to that pathogen, and it will be boosted not by any food but by that pathogen. This is the main concept, and all these advertisements, they are not real. They just wanted to sell their products. So what we as nutritionists or as common people, what we have to do is to take all the food items in a balanced manner that will provide all the micronutrients and the macronutrients to the immune system, so that the immune system can produce the immune cells, the cytokines, the leukotrienes, the molecules that are essential to fight against those pathogens. So it is not the food that is fighting for the immune system, but the immune system will do its job. They will produce more and more immune cells, that is white blood cells. They will produce more and more antibodies. They will produce more and more cytokines, leukotrienes, thromboxans, all the molecules that that are necessary to fight against the pathogen. So it is very important that we should have folic acid, zinc, copper, vitamin A, vitamin D, all these vitamins and the elements or the micro elements, they must be present in the diet in an adequate manner. That is very important. So without them, the immune system will not function in its proper way. And during the COVID, malnourished children, malnourished people, they were more affected by the COVID and than the properly nourished people. So nourishment here, malnourishment does not mean only undernutrition. So what is malnourishment or the malnourished people? That is, the nourishment is not proper. The people may be overweight or obese, and that is also a malnourished condition. And there may be undernourishment, that is also a condition which is which is malnourishment. So it's very important that we have balanced diet. Oh, oh. in a manner, so that we get proper nourishment. So about 2500 years ago, Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. But today it is, let functional food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. It is very important that we take the proper nutrients in a balanced manner to so that we can combat against the infectious diseases, and we can that and we get proper nutrition. So what are these functional foods? Functional foods, the word functional food was coined in Japan in about early 80s, and there's no universal definition of such functional food. When Japan the word functional food was coined, they mostly defined the processed foods. These processed foods, they prevent some disease, or they help to cure some disease. They have the proper nutritive value. Always they have the same as the conventional food, the nutritive values. And these foods have special quality that they can prevent a particular disease. That's so they can fight against, they help to fight against chronic diseases. So this is the basics of functional food, what we can call a functional food. So during the COVID situation, it was found that there are some factors that led us to death. Number one is the aging. It was a very important factor. Why aging? With age, we develop a little inflammation, a very low grade inflammation in our body. There is inflammation in the brain that leads to dementia, a little dementia, and there is a very low grade inflammation in all the parts of the body in an aged person. So the cognitive decline, the mental health, these are declined with age, and this inflammation is called inflammaging. So there is a decline in the immune system also. The aged people, they become susceptible to most infections. There is possibility of development of cancer due to the due to the inflammation also, and due to the decline in immune system. There is atherosclerosis and vascular diseases, the altered body composition, and the loss of mobility. So these are the main causes. That have led COVID-19 to come over these aged people, and that was a main cause. Now the second cause is obesity, because in all the chronic diseases also, the obesity is another cause, which is malnutrition. And with the obesity, there is resistance, there is insulin resistance, and there is inflammation throughout the body. And this inflammation is also the root cause why the obese people, the next to the aged people, the obese people died during the COVID situation. Now, the third important point is malnutrition, where, or rather, undernutrition, because undernutrition led to the reduction in the immune system and impaired immune response, the unbalanced diet that may be in obesity, that may be in undernutrition condition, which this unbalanced diet led to the reduction in the immune system, functioning of the immune system. So one of the most important factor during the COVID was to maintain the body weight. So how we can maintain the body weight? We have to do exercise. We have to do exercise and take a balanced diet. So both these factors are called epigenetic factors. When the disease is not a genetic one, is not when a disease is a genetic disease, it can't be reverted. But whenever the disease is at the epigenetic level, with the help of exercise and proper food, the disease can be reverted. And this is very important. We can revert body weight to the normal BMI, and this will help to fight against the various infectious diseases or chronic diseases. One of the most important factor, or the one of the most important functional food development, is the microbes that we are having within our body. We have 30,000 genes, human genes in our body, 23,000 to 30,000 human genes in our body, while we have about 100 times the microbes. We have trillion of microbes with on our body. So okay, you can imagine that we are not only humans, we are humans plus microbes. We are more microbes than humans. So one of the most important region where the microbes microbial habitat resides is the gut, from the nasal cavity to the entire gastrointestinal tract, from the mouth to the anus, and also the genital organs, the lungs, the respiratory tract, the genital organs, urogenital organs. So all they are having microbes, and the flora, and the gut flora, as you can see from my slide, that they can produce a number of essential vitamins, and they synthesize the proteins that help in the absorption of a number of elements like calcium, potassium, which are and when a person reaches about 70 or 75, this microflora, this is a dynamic system, that is, it is constantly being change, the composition changes a lot on the depending on the food that we are taking, the drugs that we are taking. There is constant change in the gut flora. Some are dying and some are again rehabit or takes the place of those dead bodies, and there is a constant change in the composition of the microflora. So all these there are now these this gut microbiome, this is very important, and they and we and research have shown that these microflora, that is very important for respiratory issues, for obesity, for diabetes, for eczema, for hair loss, anemia, internal bleeding. So these are all different Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, the degenerative disorders or autoimmune diseases. So they are all dependent on this microflora. So you can imagine how important this microflora they are. One thing. So now research is going on, and some axis, that is gut brain axis, which according to this concept, the gut, previously we used to think of the brain controls the whole body. Now it is the gut controls the whole body, because gut controls brain and the brain controls the other organs. So it is more, the gut is the main organ that controls the whole body. There is also gut liver axis, the gut lung axis, the gut heart axis, and all the organs are very much related to the gut, and gut controls all these organs rather than brain, and gut also controls brain. So this is the main concept that has been developed during the last few decades. Now, the what are probiotics? So this is another functional food, because uh, the in the gut there are mainly three types. One is pathogen, a group of bacteria, virus, yeasts, fungi. These microbes, they are pathogenic microbes, and the other group is beneficial microbes, and the other group is the neutral one. They are commensals, they are not very harmful, and they are also not very beneficial. So there is a balance between the pathogens and the non-pathogens, or the beneficial microbes. And whenever this balance is disturbed, this is called dysbiosis. This is called dysbiosis. Then that leads to the development of different diseases. And how we can change those this dysbiosis condition? We can take some beneficial microbes, that include some yeasts, some bacteria, that are called probiotics. And nowadays the antibiotics, they also include these probiotics or bacteria. Then how an antibiotic and a probiotic can be given in the same capsule? Because these probiotics, they are genetically modified so that they don't die, mm, from that particular antibiotics that is given along with that probiotic. So most of the doctors, they don't like to use any antibiotic anymore, because probiotics can take care of the gastrointestinal problems, and they can be used in all sorts of problems that will help to cure other diseases also. So what the probiotics have, the probiotics grow on some uh, polysaccharides or the carbohydrates called prebiotics. So these probiotics and prebiotics, when given in a single in a single item, as single item, then they are called symbiotics, not symbiotic, but it is syn symbiotics. So this probiotic and prebiotics, they change the gut microbes, and they give the gut barrier integrity. This is mm, taken care of, and the virus cannot enter the body. There are antivirals that are produced from the probiotics. This includes the short chain fatty acids, the hydrogen peroxide, nitric oxide, and all these things. We during the COVID, we always heard of the word cytokine storm. What is this cytokine storm? When the body first when a pathogen or the virus enters the body will try to combat the pathogen by producing some immune molecules called cytokines before producing antibodies. So for the production of antibodies, it takes a little more time, for about 7 days. And before that, it produces a huge amount of cytokines. These cytokines not only takes care of these pathogens, but the cytokines, they damaged the self cells, or the cells that is the lung cells, and during the COVID. And this lung cells, these damaged lung cells, led to the death, not by the virus, but rather by the cytokines that are produced by the body itself. So it is very important to have a balanced inflammatory and anti-inflammatory cytokines. It is very important that we have a balance in the production of anti-inflammatory and pro-inflammatory cytokines. We need cytokines to combat the virus, but that can't be in such a fashion that they will damage the lung cells and there will be death due to cytokine storm. It is not it should not be like that, because the body must also synthesize anti-inflammatory cytokines, so there must be some balance. So that is very important. So this is the another functional food. Now, probiotics, within some years, there will be some postbiotics in the market, work is going on. We don't have to take the intact cells, but rather we will take the products of these cells, the microbial cells, and we will get some products from these cells, and we will get those cells, and they will be sold as postbiotics. They will be sold as postbiotics. So these are some of the postbiotics. Let's skip these slides. So this is the another word that we use in commonly, that is gut feeling. But this gut feeling is nothing but the gut brain axis, which takes up the immunity, vitamins and proteins, metabolism, obesity, inflammation, autism, and depression. These are the sectors where this microbial community of the gastrointestinal tract and the extra gastrointestinal diseases. So, dysbiosis and inflammation of the gut have been linked to all the mental illnesses also. So, these are the probiotic rich food. We can take lassi, we can take cheese, we can take pickles, yogurt, kefir, buttermilk. All these foods, they are called the fermented foods. They contain enough of these probiotics that not only helps to fight against the pathogens, but they also increase the nutrients present in that particular food. They produce vitamins, they produce proteins, some essential fatty acids, which acts as nutraceutical. And so these fermented foods are very important, and because they will help us to keep the body to give the balanced nutrition. Along with it, will they will help to fight against specific diseases. So we can take bananas, which are also very important, and contains the potassium, magnesium. Beans, also important. These are the legumes, which contains specific lignans, and they are the functional foods. Some cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, which contains specific nutraceutical that helps us to prevent some specific diseases, and fight against cancer. Some fermented foods that I have already told, that these bacteria, they produce a number of molecules, especially short chain fatty acids, which help to function, which protects the immune system and also other systems. Now, another thing that is coming up is omega 3 fatty acids. Everyone is talking about omega 3 fatty acids. So, we must have, what are omega 3 fatty acids? This is alpha linolenic acid that is present in flaxseed, walnuts, soybean oil, rapeseed oil, and eicosapentaenoic acid, docosahexaenoic acid. They are the oily fish, they have these fatty acids, but they are not present in any vegetable oil. So there must be a balance of EPA DHA in our diet, because we humans, we poorly synthesize these long unsaturated fatty acids, the EPA and DHA, but they are essential for our nervous system, for the development of the brain in the children, and for maintaining the nervous system in the aged people. Uh, they are also very important for the immune system, so that in after inflammation, the inflammation does not go into the chronic stage. And after inflammation, the initiation of inflammation, there that the body goes into the resolution of the inflammation. That is very important, that the inflammation must be resolved, so that it doesn't go into the chronic stage. Whenever the especially in arthritis type of inflammation, the gamma linolenic acid, it's a very important fatty acid, that the source is very the primrose oil and some borge oil. They are very costly oils, and but we can find these oils in capsules, and we can have those capsules for arthritis. And but they are not drug. One thing you have to understand, that the functional foods are not drugs. The functional foods are, the mechanism is a very different one, that they must be taken for a longer period of time, and ultimately they work at the genetic level and cure from that genetic level, which the drugs don't do this. Whenever we take a calpol, the fever drops down, the temperature drops down, but that is not a cure. But in case of a functional food, if the disease is an epigenetic one, then it may be cured with the help of a functional food. Uh, During this dietary habits developed during the COVID situation, and there was a food cravings, and we were preparing different types of foods, dologna coffee, or these types of very tasty foods. And that is, they are comfort foods, they are sugary comfort foods with high glycemic index, and that led to weight gain, the obesity, and the chronic state of inflammation, and an increased risk of COVID. So sedentary lifestyle, that was also again a very a factor, very important factor, that led to an increased risk of these infectious diseases. The second functional food is the dietary fibers. That is very important, because all these millets, they contain the jowar, bajra, ragi, foxtail millets, all these millets. A new millet that has been developed by an ICAR institute, the quinoa, so shama chal. So these are all millets that are very that are that contain a high amount of dietary fiber, and this lower dietary fiber intake increased the different lifestyle diseases. And these dietary fiber, they help to increase the growth of the probiotics within the gut microbe, within the gastrointestinal tract, and dysbiosis, and reduce the condition of dysbiosis, increase the condition of balanced condition. and that leads to prevention of the chronic diseases. So foods that contain vitamin D. We always talk of vitamin D at that vitamin D is is required for bone health, for teeth, for all these things. But no, vitamin D receptors have been identified from in all the cells of the body. That means vitamin D is essential for all the cells of the body. So we must take a lot of vitamin D, and about during COVID, 55% population throughout the world was suffering from vitamin D. And so vitamin D rich products can be dairy products, can be orange juice, soya milk, cereals, beef liver, cheese, egg yolks, anything can be taken which are rich in vitamin D. It's very important. Vitamin C rich foods. So we all know that vitamin C is a very important antioxidant. And if we consider the my plate of the day ICMR, about after 10 years they have published the the RDA, each of the constituents of the plate, that is vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, everything. They have shown that now we we don't we are suffering from micronutrient deficiencies and not the macronutrients. What are the macronutrients? Macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrate, and fat. Mostly due to protein deficiency, we develop the protein energy malnutrition, that is the kwashiorkor, the marasmus, which the children who suffer from regular diarrhea, they develop these types of malnutrition, protein energy malnutrition. But most of us are who are also the obese people, they are also suffering from the micronutrient deficiencies. So where from we will get these micronutrients? So half of our plate should contain fruits and green vegetables and colored vegetables. So half of the plate should be the vegetables and fruits, and the rest half will contain about 25% with cereals, with egg, milk, meat, and a specific amount, about 5%, 10%, nuts, different types of nuts, seeds. And this is the concept, that is the present concept. Don't eat a lot of cereals, rather take a lot of green vegetables, a lot of fruits, and a little less cereal. Vitamin A is also very important. We all know that it is required, and all the green vegetables, all the colored vegetables, that is uh, uh, carrots, and they contain a good amount of vitamin A. And vitamin A is for the children. Uh, Whole of Indian population, they are given vitamin A as drops. So these are the food sources: liver, fish liver oils, pumpkins, potatoes, broccoli, avocado, mango, papaya, apricot. So these are the sources of vitamin A, and they are very important that we have them in the diet. So I think I've talked a lot.